Hey guys, Amanda G Gogo. I'm going to be doing the sewing tag today. I did not know this existed, and it popped up in my little subscriber box feed thing because I saw the Crafty Gemini had done this tag, and she got it from Whitney Sews, who got it from someone else. But either way, I think this is a really neat tag, especially since I'm a nut about sewing, so I thought I'd do this tag. It's got 11 questions, and I'm going to tag anyone out there that sews as well, so um, feel free to do it if you want to. So I'm just gonna get started with the questions. And if I keep looking over to the side, it's because I have the questions pulled up on a sticky note over here on my computer. So I apologize for that. Well, let's see. The first question is, how old were you when you started sewing? I was probably about, I don't know, I was little, like 7 or 8 years old. I started out sewing with my grandmother. Um, she would help me make like little doll clothes and pillows and stuff, which I remember one of the first things I ever made was a pillow, and I made it for my little sister. Um, but yeah, so I've been sewing for a long time. I started out hand sewing when I was really, really, really little, and would just make like, just blankets and little sleeping bags and just little bitty things for my Barbie dolls and G.I. Joes and whatnot. Next question, what was your first machine? My first machine is one my stepmom and my dad got me. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this. It was like this big. It was this little bitty green thing with a little handle, and it only had like two stitch things on it. The bobbin and the top thread came pre-threaded and everything, so I didn't have to do that. And I remember when I actually ran out of thread in the bobbin at the time, I thought my machine was broken because I didn't know that you could change those and fix them yet because I was so young. And so I freaked out and like didn't use it for like years until finally I realized, oh, I can change the bobbin thread. I didn't know that at the time. Um, what was your first project? I already kind of answered this in the first question, but I guess one of my first projects was pillow making, and whenever I learned how to do that, we ended up having like 20 something pillows all around our house because I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world that you could make stuff like that. So I went a little crazy making that and nothing else really. Um, what was the hardest project you ever made? Um, I'm gonna say it was either. No. Oh, here. I want to say the hardest project I ever did was making this. It's just a blanket, but it was so time consuming, and I had to get a bunch of old shirts. Some of them are like special shirts to me. Some of them are just ones I found that were funny, like this one that says "I hate this font." It's hilarious. Took me forever to make this thing, and I actually like one of my machines like died making this. Like the motor stopped working. So I'm gonna say that this right here was the hardest project I ever did. What stores do you buy sewing supplies from? Most of the time it's Hobby Lobby. Sometimes it'll be Hancock Fabrics here in my town. But the majority of the time it's Hobby Lobby. I would love to be buying them from Joann's, but we don't have one of those here. Um, the closest one's like an hour away, so I usually go Hobby Lobby. I love that store. What's one sewing supply? What one sewing supply do you collect? Actually, I collect pin cushions, which is kind of weird, but like I have the regular pepper one, and then I've got this little magnetic one, and then I have this cute little one my cousin actually made for me. It's uh, just a little mason jar, and the lid comes off so I can store my extra pins down here and have these pins up here. This is the one I've currently been using a lot because it's awesome. I love it, and it keeps all my pins in place. And then I love this one. It's just a little rocking chair. This came from my great grandmother's house, actually. She used to quilt a lot, but yeah, this was her pincushion, and so I keep this one. I think it's really cute. Um, what are your two favorite sewing projects? Hmm. You know what? Let me go get those, and I'll be right. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go get my two favorite sewing projects, which it was kind of hard to choose because I have a couple that I really like. But I guess the first one would be this, crap, music note dress. Um, just because I love this fabric, and I belt it around with a big belt. But I'm in love with this fabric so much. I think it's just a gorgeous little print. And it's like a little circle skirt type of thing, so it's really swishy and stuff. It's just fun to wear around. I probably get some weird looks when I'm wearing it because it's a little dressy, but I don't really care. My second favorite and most favorite is actually the first dress that I ever made, and I got the idea from Megan Nicolay's book, 100 something or other ways to cut a t-shirt or whatever. I don't remember the title of the book, but it's by Megan Nicolay. She's awesome, but it's actually a t-shirt wrap dress, and the strap's really, really long, so you can wrap it around the waist a bunch of different ways. I've worn the crap out of this dress. Like, I absolutely am in love with this dress, and I originally hand sewed it, and then I went back and did some machine work on it once I, got a machine, but at first it was completely hand sewn, but I love this dress. It's super cute. So yeah, those are my two favorite sewing projects. Let's see, next question, what is your favorite sewing YouTube channel? Currently, it is either one, Threadbanger, of course, because that is what got me into sewing, like, big time sewing. So it's Threadbanger. Threadbanger always wins, I'm sorry. I'm kind of sad their website's gone now, but I don't care. They still post up videos every now and again, and I'm always loyal to them. Let's see. If you have to choose, which one would you want? A bucket full of fabric or a sewing machine? I would say a bucket full of fabric, because I have a sewing machine, it works well, it's awesome, but I don't need any more fabric because I have tons, but hey, it's fabric, this stuff's awesome. So yeah, bucket full of fabric. If you got to meet one sewer, who would it be? I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question. I don't have, like, I don't know. I guess it would be Robin Corinne, once again from Threadbanger. I know I sound like an advocate and like I'm crazy obsessed with them, but seriously, they were an awesome website, and I love those guys. Does sewing run in your family? Yes, it does. My great-grandmother actually used to quilt all the time. We have a ton of quilts around the house from her. My aunt, she's an artist. She paints and draws and stuff and sews and whatnot. My other aunt, she also sews. She used to make her own clothes and clothes for her children, my cousins, all the time. And like I said, my cousin made this. She sews and does crafty things as well as my grandmother, who taught me how to sew in the first place. My stepmom sews. She has tons of fabric. She makes quilts a lot too. So yeah, definitely runs in my family. We're big on sewing and creating and being artistic. So yeah, that's all the questions. I hope this was at least semi-interesting, but yeah, that's all for now. Bye, you guys, and I'll be back with another video soon.